I never imagined I'd be 42, divorced, and unsure of what tomorrow would bring. My name is Emily Carter, and I live in Bend, Oregon, a quiet little town nestled in nature. I used to believe I had it all, until the day my marriage ended. But this story isn't just about heartbreak. It's about the one person who brought light into my life again. My son, Noah. Let me take you back to the moment it all changed. After 15 years of marriage, my husband Mark came home one evening, bags already packed, and told me he was done. No fight. No yelling. Just a firm, cold announcement. I stood in our kitchen, the sound of the microwave humming in the background, as he said he couldn't do this anymore. He left that night. At first, I thought I'd be okay. I told myself I'd cope, heal, and move on quickly. I put on a brave face for Noah, who was 17 at the time, just a year from graduating high school. But late at night, when the house was quiet, I'd sit on the edge of my bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering what I did wrong. The silence was the loudest thing I'd ever heard. Noah never asked questions. He never tried to get answers from me or from his father. But what he did do was stay. Every day after school, he came straight home. He'd bring me tea, sometimes snacks, and sit with me while we watched old movies or game shows. At first, I thought he was doing it out of pity or obligation. I didn't want to become a burden to my only child. But one night, as we watched Back to the Future, he turned to me and said, "I like hanging out with you, Mom." Those 6 words carried more comfort than any therapy session ever could. We began building our new little routine together. Sunday mornings became pancake day. We'd argue over toppings. He was a chocolate chips fan, while I insisted bananas were better. Saturday evenings were for board games. Just like when he was little. He still let me win, even though he thought I didn't notice. It was in those moments I started to feel human again. My friends often told me to get back out there, meet new people, find a hobby. And I tried, I really did. I went to a pottery class once and ended up crying because someone played a love song on the radio. I joined a walking group but dropped out after 2 weeks. I wasn't ready. The only person who truly understood that was Noah. He never rushed me. Never told me what to do. He just kept showing up. When his graduation day arrived, I sat in the front row, tears in my eyes as he walked across the stage. He gave me a small smile and a thumbs up, like he always did before every soccer game. That little gesture reminded me, we were in this together. After graduation, Noah decided to stay in Bend for college. He had scholarships and offers from bigger cities, but he chose a local university. I didn't ask why, but I had my suspicions. One day, while we were cooking dinner, something we both learned to enjoy doing together, I finally asked him, "Why didn't you go to that school in Seattle?" He shrugged and said, "I just didn't want to leave you alone." That broke me in the best way. Not out of sadness, but out of gratitude. The following fall, Noah moved into a small apartment near campus, but we kept our routines alive. He came over every Sunday for pancakes, still arguing toppings. We still played board games once a week, and we started binge-watching crime documentaries. It was our new thing. I also began to feel more grounded, stronger. I picked up painting again, something I hadn't done since I was a teenager. I'd sit on the porch with an easel, painting trees, skies, and occasionally the old blue rocking chair Mark had left behind. That chair, oddly enough, had become mine now. I even gave it a name, Walter. I also started volunteering at the local community center, helping women who had gone through similar situations, divorces, breakups, sudden losses. I realized I had a story worth sharing. And slowly, my world expanded beyond my past. But the bond between me and my son? That only got stronger. There was one evening I remember clearly. It was raining hard, and I was curled up on the couch, flipping through an old photo album. Pictures of our family trips, Christmas mornings, birthday cakes. I hadn't looked at them in years. Just as I was about to close the album, the front door opened. Noah, drenched and smiling. "I brought your favorite," he said, holding up a bag of garlic knots from our favorite Italian place. I laughed. "What are you doing here? You're soaked. I had a feeling you needed company." He sat beside me, and together we looked through every page of that album. We didn't talk much, just sat in comfortable silence. Sometimes that's all you need, someone who shows up without needing to be asked. That's what Noah had become for me, my anchor. Time passed, and I grew even more independent. I turned the spare bedroom into a painting studio. I even started selling some of my art at the weekend market. I made new friends, hosted book club meetings, and even went on a few casual coffee dates. Life didn't feel like something I had to endure anymore. It felt like something I was choosing again. I remember one day, I found a letter in my mailbox with no return address. Inside was a short note from Mark. It read, "I hope you're doing well. I heard Noah's doing great. You look happy. I'm glad." I didn't feel much reading it. Not sadness, not anger. Just a strange kind of peace. I folded the letter and put it away in a drawer. Because the truth is, I was happy. And I knew exactly why. Noah wasn't just my son. He had become my friend, my reminder of strength, and the brightest part of my days. One summer, we took a road trip down the coast. Just the two of us. We drove with the windows down, music playing, stopping at every little roadside diner and scenic viewpoint. We talked about everything. His dreams, my fears, silly childhood memories. We laughed more than we had in years. It felt like life had come full circle. I often think back to the woman I was the day Mark left. Broken. Afraid. Alone. And I look at myself now, standing tall, smiling, making art, making peace. My son didn't fix me. He didn't have to. But by simply being there, by reminding me every day that love can still exist, even in the quietest ways, he helped me remember who I was. And who I still wanted to be. Now when people ask me how I got through it all, I tell them this. After the divorce, my son made my life brighter, and I like it. I really do.